Chillingham Castle, and I would love to come back here and do an investigation. I really would. This is probably one of my favourite places, definitely in the UK to come back. I'm not talking about the world, but as far as number one on the bucket list, this would be probably my place. I mean, it's right up my alley. It's got everything: ancient walls, history, spiritual ley lines lying everywhere, murders, battles, the bloody lot. So let's just hope that one day I become big enough to actually either pay for this place, or by chance get involved with somebody else that can actually come here and do it. So hopefully one day I'll be back here. Chillingham Castle, calm and tranquil by day. But when the night falls, dark and foreboding it becomes. Is anyone in the gallery up there? What was that noise?
I heard that.
Did you hear that?
Somebody clearing their throat.
Yeah.
I command you in the name of the king to join us at this table.
Dungeon time. I have come to what they call the oubliette. It's a solitary confinement of very, very small dungeon prison. Some bones there and a skull. I'm going to spend a bit of time in here. How are we doing, folks, and welcome to a very special episode of Dead Cold Paranormal. I'm joined here in the marvellous county of Northumberland by Diane Chambers.
Good evening.
And we are here with another 20 other like-minded paranormal individuals to investigate this magnificent piece of history that stood here behind me. We are in the fantastically historical grounds of Chillingham Castle. I mean, even to actually say that again after nearly a year has gone by, when I always wished that I want to come back here to do one, I can't believe I'm actually here about to do one. So, what do you reckon we've got here for tonight for us, Diane?
Well, it should be interesting. We're rotating in 4 small groups and we're keeping plenty of distance between us, so we shouldn't get any noise contamination. It'll be interesting because no one here in the group, apart from myself, has actually investigated here before. So I'm privy to a bit more of the paranormal knowledge. I've experienced some. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to get very cold and very dark in there, so that will potentially play havoc with maybe what people might be picking up and sensing. So we've got to bear in mind a lot of environmental factors tonight.
Yeah. So with that being said, we'll be getting started with an investigation in there, and I, for one, cannot flaming wait. So.
And also wait to the end when Mark will be in the dungeon.
Oh yes,
on his own above the oubliettes.
yes, that's going to be the very last thing tonight. So we'll roughly finish around about midnight tonight or thereabouts, and then I'm going to take myself away and shut myself away in a very solitary confinement type dungeon. We'll see you in there, folks. Really hope you enjoy this one. Do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you like this content. So folks, we have come up to the lakes, or a lake within the back of the rear part of Chillingham Castle. As you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful, serene place, but it does have
A horrible history.
It does have a horrible history. Not to coin a programme, but it does have a horrible history. And Diane will explain something about the folklore of this lovely, serene lake.
So going back to the time of Edward I, known as Edward Longshanks, he had a head torturer called John Sage. And this was an epicentre where they caught and kept Scottish prisoners. And John Sage was a particularly nasty character, particularly sadistic. But it is said that a lot of these victims that was tortured here and consequently killed, their bodies had to be disposed of. And they were disposed of over here. Now I'm not sure if there was a body of water here at the time or if it was just a pit and it's been filled up with water since. But the legend has it that if you dare go down to the lake and put your fingers in, the hands of the dead will reach up, grab you and pull you down, never to be seen again.
Chillingham Castle has had a very bloody history. Gruesome and ghostly stories of folklore and legend are abound here. Many Scottish people have met their end, most of them by the hands of a man named John Sage. He was nicknamed John Dragfoot due to the injury he sustained at war. Stories say he tortured and killed more than 1,000 people over a period of 3 years. At the end of the Scottish-English War, the English needed to get rid of the remaining prisoners. They made a huge fire at the courtyard and burned all the men, women and older children alive before the eyes of the younger children. After this, the children were taken back into Chillingham Castle, where they were hacked to death in King Edward's room. John Sage was later publicly hanged as he was so deeply hated. The public cut off his fingers, toes, nose, lips and genitals whilst he was still struggling for breath. Disembodied voices and full-bodied apparitions have been seen wandering the courtyard, including, so they say, the ghost of John Sage himself, dragging his foot.
So folks, we have come to the front of Chillingham Castle because I wanted to show you this. This is somewhere where we may end up coming back here tonight because of the story that surrounds this clearing. There's a clearing that runs through the yew trees here. Again, another fantastic folklore story, quite treacherous to say the least, and Diane here will enlighten you as to what went on.
Okay, so there is 3 large yew trees. 2 of them are now fallen, this one's still standing. May look familiar to you. The shape of it has been used in a well-known franchise film, Wizards and that.
Yeah.
And so what happened is another form of torture here was they really didn't want anyone nosing around the castle, seeing what was going on with all the warring with the Borders and the Scots. So they hung people from these trees. But what they actually done, they didn't hang them by the neck and let them strangle. They would strip them naked, tie a rope around their waist and winch them up. So they died of hunger, thirst, the compression on all their organs. So they would, maybe take 10 days to 14 days to die. And it was very much a warning system to other people, like, don't mess with us, don't hang around, don't loiter, otherwise this, may be your fate. And one day there was 3 priests walking through who saw these poor people hanging naked, and they tried to cover them up, give them some dignity. And what happened was the people from the castle then done exactly the same to the 3 monks and tried to afford these people a little bit of privacy in their death. But also, allegedly, when the ground has been disturbed here, still little tiny bones from fingers and feet have been found and can be found. But I'm not going to go digging looking for any.
No one's doing any digging here, that's for sure.
Chillingham Castle is situated in the beautiful county of Northumberland in the northeast of England, not far from the Scottish borders. The castle was originally a monastery and stronghold in the late 12th century and became fully fortified in 1344. The family bloodline has remained there ever since. The castle occupied a strategic position during Northumberland's bloody border feuds. In 1245, King Henry III came to Chillingham, as did the kings Edward I and James I. Charles I stayed here for 3 frantic nights shortly before he was imprisoned. In 1298, King Edward I, better known as Edward Longshanks, stayed at the castle on his way to Scotland to battle a Scottish army led by William Wallace. A glazed window in a frame was specially installed for the king, a rarity in such buildings at the time. The medieval castle remains as it was, just with the galleries that you see today, added in Tudor times for the visit of King James VI of Scotland. As relations between the 2 countries became peaceful, following the union of the crowns, the need for a military stronghold in the area declined. The castle was gradually transformed, the moat was filled, and battlements were converted into residential wings, and a banquet hall and library were built. Fast forward to the Second World War, and the castle was used as an army barracks. During this time, much of the decorative woodwork is said to have been stripped out and burnt by the soldiers there. After the war, the castle began to fall into disrepair, resulting in extensive weather damage to large parts of the building. In 1982, the castle was bought by Sir Humphrey Wakefield, 2nd Baronet, whose wife Catherine is descended from the Greys of Chillingham. He set about a painstaking restoration of the castle to how you see it today.
So we're come up to the Edward. Which one's this one again? Sorry.
Edward the First room.
Edward the First room. Yeah. This fantastic old room, beautiful surroundings, absolutely beautiful. Very ancient in itself and very ancient looking. So hopefully we've got a lot of people sitting around the table here. Hopefully we can get something going here. So yes, please take it away.
We're going to see if we can get the table knocking and moving. If everybody wants to put their fingertips very lightly on top of the table, those of you who can reach it. I'd like you to use all our energy in this room. See if you can move the table for us. If you can't move the table, can you knock on it? Hi John, you finally made it up the stairs then. Gentleman that's peering over the gallery at us. Come and join us down here. Bring your dogs if you like. He's got two like greyhound types, lurchers, that kind of quite sleek looking hunting dogs.
I'm getting that sensation I did at Moot Hall where it feels like the seat I'm sitting on is like vibrating.
Ah.
I need one of those.
Sorry.
I couldn't resist.
It's the best way I can do it is it just it feels like there's a gentle vibration coming through it.
Come on, move the table. They're all hanging back at the moment.
Come on, come down and join us. We've got beer, ale, wine, mead, whatever you want. Come on over to the table.
To the spirits of this room, I implore you to come and join us, please. We mean you no harm. All we'd like to do is communicate with you. Maybe you can make your presence known among us. We welcome you to come and sit down beside us.
There's actually room right here between the two of us. We'll show them a good time, won't we?
Well, we're trying.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't worry about taking your spurs off. So that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the spurs chink chink.
Is there someone here who wants to tell us what happened in this room? Apart from the jovial wine drinking, song,
Right.
food, yeah.
Are women allowed to sit at this table? Is that why you're not coming down?
Feels like somebody's got their hand on my head.
Nicely or...
In a kind of oppressive kind of a way, putting it politely.
So you're not to move from there, maybe? Holding you there?
Yeah.
Who's touching Liz? Who's touching Liz? Come on now. Do you not like her? Is it because she's sitting at the head of the table there?
What was that?
That was movement up on the gallery.
What was that?
That was movement up on the gallery.
I thought it sounded like a voice.
On my left-hand side, there was sounded like footsteps up to the left of me in the gallery.
Yeah,
And again.
there's some, yeah. You just don't know if it's creaking or it's...
If there's anyone in the gallery up there, could you make your presence known by walking around, moving something, tapping something? Please?
There's 3 of us sitting round this table that are all descended from Reaver clans. How does that bode with you? Are we welcome?
Nobody is talking to
What
me.
was that noise?
Yeah, what's the problem?
I heard that.
Did you hear that?
Like somebody clearing their throat.
Yeah.
Like a... Nobody is talking to
What
me.
was that noise?
Yeah, what's the problem?
I heard that.
Did you hear that?
Like somebody clearing their throat.
Yeah.
Like a... Nobody's talking to me at all.
So why were they being so active with the previous group?
Is everybody okay if I try a gentle provocation?
Yeah, go for it.
Fine with me.
I command you in the name of the king to join us at this table. You may see me as a mere woman, but I am the king's representative in this building. And I command you to come and join us and pay your respects.
Have we got a baton here? Yeah, we have.
Have we?
That's what the...
Excellent.
I've just seen it on the camera. Do you not want to come round us because you believe us to be magic users?
That was no pressure then.
We're just like you.
That's my ankle, by the way, clicking.
These things we hold in our hands are just modern devices, pieces of machinery, tools, if you will. So don't be afraid of them. They will not harm you.
Well, you must think us so rude. We haven't even introduced ourselves, have we? My name's Alan.
My name's Mark.
I'm Laurie.
I'm Beverly. I'm Diane.
I'm Nikki. I'm Elizabeth.
Can you please tell us your names?
These 2 lords at the table were sent from the king in London to take care of the Scots. So they have a huge plan to get rid of the Scots. So why don't you come up to the table, pour yourself a glass of ale, and hear their plans.
Come on, lads. Sit down. I want you to come and listen to this.
We try to act out a bit of a scenario here to try and entice the spirits, like a battle plan. But after going over the footage several times, there is absolutely nothing.
I kind of want to tell an English Irishman a Scotsman joke. but I don't know any. I can't think of any.
It was the way, isn't it?
I think there were some Paddy and Murphy ones, but they're probably very inappropriate. Do they realise that they may have crossed into our time? And there's actually a woman in charge in Scotland?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fighting for independence, no less.
Yes. We got Scotland. We took control. Bet they're after getting it back. Come on.
Army of the Dead takes on Nicola Sturgeon.
Just say we have a nicola in the room.
I've seen that go up.
So has anyone in here this evening had anything kind of around their ankles maybe, or?
Just that dark, low shape I saw a
Right.
little while ago.
And you were talking about the smell of manure earlier.
Yeah.
Has anyone smelt urine at all?
I tell you what, when I was in bed last night,
Yeah.
I woke up in the middle of the night and I smelt urine.
Did you? Which room are you in?
Did you go and see her?
It was briefly for about 2 seconds and then it went away.
Right.
It wasn't me.
But we was getting
No.
strange. We was getting a strange thing in our room, weren't we?
From the dark and atmospheric King Edward I room, we move now to the splendour of the Great Hall.
Welcome to the Great Hall. And great it actually is.
Oh, something just touched me.
Oh.
Something just touched me. Something just went on my arm.
I think they're trying to get you to give them your mug.
Do you think I'm the wench?
Crack on, love.
Come on, wench.
There's movement in the chapel.
There will be.
Okay. Living movement or? No. Okay.
It is decidedly colder in here.
Something just really seriously, something, I'm going to have to come, Mark, and do on your arm what I just felt.
Excuse me.
So it was like someone got my top and they went like
You're
that.
nipping me there, that hurts.
Like that, yeah, nipping me. On that arm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do
Well-
it to Lady Diane again.
Look, I'm standing up. You see, I wonder if it's the children playing, because I've mentioned the children, and the children trying to get my attention.
The service at
It's
this
very cool,
Lord's
isn't
Castle is just horrendous. Anytime you get north of
You stood there like a flaming sentry.
It's what- it just feels right. I don't know why. It just feels like that's what I ought to be doing. There's somebody stood to my right as well, doing exactly the same thing. And he's got a big pipe thing. That would be lovely, thank you, Ron.
To the children of this room, if you were here, I'll bring you a new toy. If you come down to where I am, you may see a green light or an orange light. And you may see a black box. There's also a metal rod sticking out of that black box. If you'd like to make the lights dance, and you get a little noise come from there as well, all you need to do is go near this device, and it will do that. See if you can do that. Light it up, please. Come on. Who wants to play with this? Or do you just like running around the table, tugging people's clothes?
Guys, I'm just going to put the torch on a minute. I might blind you, so watch your eyes. I saw somebody behind that suit of armour.
Yeah, I just put. Did you see me put my torch on over there? Because I
No, I
saw a shadow over there.
It was like somebody peering around the side of it.
You know what, if you think someone's interested in all this money, are they guarding it or are they going to try and steal it? And that's why they're hiding over there,
Oh my god.
waiting for an opportunity to steal all
Steal
this
that.
coin.
Who is here in this room? If anyone is here in this room, would they like to come forward? Would they like to make themselves known to us all? Because I would really love to chat to any otherworldly people, spirits, even people who think they're still alive, in this place, this room.
What I often wonder is if they're living in their present, and they see us, do they think they are witnessing some sort of ghostly apparition?
Hmm.
And we're actually the ghosts, not them.
I was talking to a friend of mine about this the other day. So who's the ghost?
Yeah.
We were talking about it on the way up here, weren't we?
Yeah.
Talking about
Something's just touched me again. On my other arm.
I wish I had the. Oh, I do have the flip. We might be able to see handprint.
I just robbed it, that's the only trouble. I've just gone like that.
This is one I've never used, Liz, so.
I've got 3 boys and 2 girls, ranging from about 9 to 3 or 4.
I'm wondering if they want to play tag, or or something like that. That's why I'm getting in touch. They want me to chase them. Shall I chase them out?
I know tag, but you're in the northeast here, and we call it tiggy.
Tig.
Well, do you think they want to play tig?
Who wants to play tiggy? Any of you children want to play tiggy?
Shall I come and get you? I'm coming. Right, I'm coming to get you now. Quick, you need to run faster. Come on, you need to run even faster.
Come on, you should be able to catch her.
Come on, keep up. Unless she'll tire soon.
Like that will trip over something.
That's what you think. Quick, I'm coming really fast now.
Jesus, that's dangerous.
So, how did you break your arm?
Yeah. I was running round the Great Hall like a lunatic.
And why is there a table with an axe in it? Well.
Right, let's go. Right, I didn't catch you. Where have you gone? Are you hiding? I'm going to stand really still, really quiet, and I want you to make a little sound to help me find where you are.
I clicked what the ankle high movement and the hearing smell. Is it a
Do it
ferret?
again.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, it's not. It's a person, we don't know whether male or female, that's been named Key. I have no idea where that's come from either. But they've lost the use of their legs, so they drag themselves around by their arms.
Wow.
And people get
My
hurt.
first thought
Jesus
was
wept.
Ivor.
I
And I was like,
That's
No.
so funny because we were talking about that at one point.
No, that's, yeah.
right.
Wow.
And people feel him or her, whatever it may be, grab ankles, and they get this really strong smelling urine. And we've had that a lot with the first group up there tonight.
Wow.
Well, that's how did you get up there?
No idea.
Have you seen a
Carrot.
picture of
Well, he
it?
drags himself.
Jesus.
So I've
Take an
only-
ages to-
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
That's right.
Yeah, so he'd drag himself with his arms. We've also had, when Matt's been up there with the paranormal group, they've had an SLS app on their phone, and they've been looking at, like, around the room they have seen, and Matt's seen it as well, a person dragging themselves up onto one of the milk stools on the end of the table. And
Bloody
they've
hell.
seen that, and at the same time was a huge matchstick man in front of the suit of armour, which is where I saw my ghost. And that was all in the same.
See, and I said when I was sitting in there, didn't I? I saw something dark move along in front of my feet.
Right,
Yeah.
probably key.
The Great Hall. What a beautiful place. But we move on now to my lone vigil in the dungeon.
Right, folks, dungeon time.
Night, night. I'll leave the door on the latch for you. Have fun.
Ta very much. You can see this place is cramped as hell. Right, lads and lasses, I am in How are we doing? So, I am pretty tired, but to round off my night in Chillingham Castle, I have come to what they call the oubliette. I think that's the way they pronounce it. Sounds a bit French. But basically what it is, I'll show you. It's a solitary confinement or very, very small dungeon prison. Underneath me is another room where there's no access to it, and it's been sealed off. Now nobody knows why it's really been sealed off. I have read that when the owner of Chillingham Castle first took over this place, that they had like a seance there and all manner of things kicked off. That's one of the things I've heard. Other people have said that there's a load of skeletons being found in there. So it was just sealed and that was it. No one's going back in. So that's below me, through this grill. I'll show you this grill. Now, below there, I can get this with my torch because you can't really see very well. I can leave that there. You might be able to see, you might be able to zoom in it. You might be able to see bones there and a skull. I've been told that they are real. So there's a mosquito in here, I can hear it. I'm going to spend a bit of time in here. I had a wonderful time at Chillingham Castle. Met some really nice people. We just finished off in the great room. So, let me just turn this around. You can see that I've pulled the door closed, with the REM pod in front of the door. And this is the room, so I'll just pan it around. The ceiling literally is a room, and that is the probably like an air chamber at the back of the building there. You can't climb up now, you could probably climb up, but you'd be filthy. There's the wall behind me. There's the seat. And there is a man trap. Thankfully that's in its snapped position. I mean, you can see here as well, I'll just show you this. I don't know, again, I don't know if this is real. You can see that there. Favorite mosquitoes, I can hear them. Writing and scratches on there, as if like maybe marked off days days that have been in here. I imagine this maybe being some kind of solitary confinement for people that have actually been particularly bad. Now it's just the fact that that room is below me that gives me the creeps more than anything. So I'll spend a bit of time here. I'm going to plonk myself down and I'm just going to listen. If there are any spirits here, you're going to hear my voice. Would they like to come my way? Got some green lights on the floor. Maybe you might want to set them off. Go near them, touch them. I don't really want to put anything else on the floor that might be smaller enough to fit down that grate, because if it drops down there, I'll never get it back, because you can't get in there. So I'll just put that there again. Freaking hell, that scared the shit out of me, that did. Just going to knock my own torch over. Come on, if there's any spirits in this connected to this building at all, if you're here and you're going to hear my voice, see if you can roll that ball across the gap in the grating. Roll it towards me. Don't just set it off. Roll it down that groove towards me. And I will gladly leave. In fact, I might even break that door down, get out, waiting to get out. If there are any spirits in the room next door, would they like to make their way through the tiny little corridor to get here, and to knock on that door in front of me, please. If that happens, honestly, I am gonna freak. If that happens, honestly, I am gonna freak. I've just got major chills. Head to toe chills. How many spirits have been here, I wonder? Wandered back in. I wonder if anybody's actually actually died in here. He left so long that he just died. It's horrible stories out. Horrible depictions as well about captured prisoners and the torture that they went through. Awful tortures. I know there's not really a great deal I can do in here. I'm gonna knock on this box that I'm sitting on. Can you replicate the noise that I'm gonna make by knocking on the door in front of me? Can you give that door a knock? What the? What the? Is there somebody here with me? I've got really cold. I don't know if it was just my foot or anything. I don't know what happened there. Just heard a tap or a knock, or even it just like actually felt like one foot fall right next to me. That second tap just there was just me moving my backside on the seat. Is there anyone here with me? Could you make that noise again, please?
My vigil in the dungeon lasted another 20 minutes, but alas, nothing.
Right folks, I tell you what, it's been an odd pleasure being in here. When I'm going to get the hell out of Dodge and get myself a beer. I think I deserve it. But first, I'll show you how we get out of here. It's mad. God, if that isn't a great sound. I don't know what isn't. See this to get out of here. That is the maddest thing. Time to get that beer. Really hope you enjoyed this one, lads and lasses. It's been an absolute pleasure to get back to my my heartland, which is the northeast of England. Huge thanks to Diane for inviting me here. Huge thanks to Corinne from Jamaica Inn Paranormal team for also inviting me here. And we'll see you on the next one. Make sure you hit that like button. Ta-da.